we're going to start in a minute and 25 seconds. In case you're wondering, it's kind of like New Year's. We're counting down for Shabbat. So, yeah. All right. How's everyone doing? Yeah, it's good? Okay. Good. I said, I see some new faces. Well, everyone's a new face, I think, to me, so. All right. So just grab your book. It should be in front of you. If not, go look behind you. There we go. Victoria has hers. There we go. All right. The joys of recording. Zoom. You got to. There we go. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. You see, everyone, Shabbat Shalom on Zoom as well. You don't know how many people are here. We might have 50, we might have 100, we might have 5. We have more than 5. But regardless, we are so excited. See what happens with Rabbi John. I am so excited and honored and thrilled to be here. I see some new faces in our congregation. So for those that don't know, my name is Cantor Orly Campbell, or Cantor Orly, because I sound like a Scottish cantor. So I go by Cantor Orly. And so if you're new here, welcome to Kol Tikva. Tonight, I have a musical Shabbat service for everyone. So what that means for everyone here and on Zoom, I want you to sing along with our book, with our prayers, and if you want, you feel so inclined to, stand up, because Shabbat is all about joy and excitement and having a good time with our community, with our current community or anyone new. And at this time, we don't do this, but I do this because I know what it feels like to be new. If you're new to Kol Tikva and you feel okay to, will you please stand up just so we can say hello if you're new? All right. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. We got a good couple. Well, welcome to all of you, and thank you for standing up. Everyone kind of looks at me like, I don't want to stand up. All right. Well, welcome. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So the first prayer we're going to start with is Shir Chadash. Shir in Hebrew is song, and Chadash is new. So what is Shir Chadash? Ooh, look at that. I need my gold stars today. Shir Chadash is a sing unto God a new song. So if you know this, join me. Guess what? I'm going to teach it to you, so you will know this. Tori knows. All right, so the first part, and this is Roger. I want to say a big thank you to Roger and Austin, our awesome tech guy, and Lindsay in the back doing our Zoom, because it takes a village to do this, because this is not my forte. This is my forte. So the first part is Shiru Adonai. Your turn. Ready? There you go. Kol haaretz. Put it together. Shiru Adonai Kol haaretz. And now we go. Shiru Adonai. We end with Shir Chadash. How many of you know that? I taught it before. And then the new ones, you did great. So we say Yasher Koach, great job. And so with that, like I said, musical Shabbat, I want you to sing and join me. So here we're going to start. And Roger. All together. Ready? Here we go. Shiru Adonai Kol haaretz Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash. One more time. Ready? Shir. Beautiful. Kol haaretz shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God a new voice, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Everyone ready? Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. I will sing unto God a new song. Yasher koach, everyone. That is how we're starting our Shabbat. We're going to do a lot of singing, lots of praying to God. And with that, we now turn to our Lechadodi. Lechadodi in your book. You can find this on page 138. And Lechadodi is where we physically see our bride Shabbat, and we are physically seeing and welcoming her. And so we do verses 1, 2, 5, and then I will have you stand, and you'll face the door, face the east toward Jerusalem, and this is where we bow and we go, we see our bride Shabbat, and then we continue. So Lechadodi on page 138, and this is fun, clap, snap, whatever the Shabbat feeling you're having right now, go for it. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. La la. Your turn, ready? Dodi, likrat penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu elam yuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'lidi la la la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Second verse, ready? Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor beracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshevatei la la la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Hidoreri, kiva orech, kumi uri, shidaberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla la la. Let me hear you. Ready? There you go. Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise, turn, and face the door that we face towards the east or Jerusalem. And now we are waiting for our bride to bless us with her presence, to tell us perfect timing as our other brides bless us. Bo'i v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tola, toch emuni am segula. Bo'i chala could turn around as we continue with 1, 2, 3. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. La 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 lecha likrat penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. You can have a seat. And with that, we go to Shalom Aleichem. And so Rabbi John said, do some teachings. See what you can teach and what. And, Shalom Aleichem, I don't know if a lot of people know what Shalom Aleichem is, right? It's put peace, place peace upon us. But specifically, we sing 4 verses of Shalom Aleichem. In the first verse, we welcome the angels into our home, our sanctuary. In the second verse, we welcome the angels in peace. The third verse, we are asking for all the blessings of peace. That's probably what everyone's more familiar with. And the fourth one, we wish them a peaceful departure. And these angels are supposed to follow us home. They're supposed to come home with us. And so may we all have a lot of peace put upon us, and may it follow us all home into our next week, into whatever we have coming up. And so with that, turn to page 142, Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Join me for the next verse. Baruchuni leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzidchem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And so we now light our Shabbat candles. And so all of my friends who are new and stood up, if you still feel brave enough, I'd love to have you join me in the front to light our Shabbat candles. I'll do the prayer, I promise, don't worry. Unless you know it, you're welcome to. So come on up to the bima. Matches, or what's your preference? Whatever you want. Edie, or what's your name? Corinne. Edie and Corinne. You can choose first. Okay. It should just be flipped. Squeeze. There you go. Okay. They're sharing in lighting. Kol Tikva, especially with the new Cantor. I do things differently. I want everyone to feel welcome. There we go. And if you want to light. Okay. There we go. Move it closer to you. Nolan. And so this is what, oh, hold on, it's still burning. It's still burning. Oh, no, it went out. Here we go. No worries. And so something my kids, when they did the blessing, you do 3 times. So the first time, and everyone join us, and especially us, the first time is for friends. We gather. We bring Shabbat closer with every time we do this. The second one is for family. And the third one is for our community, whether you're new, whether you've been here, but our entire beautiful Kol Tikva community. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav vetzivanu lehadlik ner vetzivanu lehadlik ner vetzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. See, it's not so scary. We're open, we're welcoming, open arms, open hearts. And so, at this time, I'm going to have you please rise for the Baruch Hu. Some people say, I said, I'm going to teach you. The Baruch Hus are called to worship, as in which the cantor, whoever is leading, calls all of you to worship. And we're already doing that. So I'm officially now telling you to turn to page 146 for the Baruch Hu. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach leolam vaed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach leolam vaed. Normally, we go into the Shema and the Ve'ahavta now, and so, because it's a musical Shabbat, it's a little different. Normally, you would stand, but because the words are listen, how about everyone has a seat and listens? And I will stand on behalf of the Kahal. Kahal in Hebrew is congregation, community. And so I'll sing Listen, and as a part of this beautiful Listen by Doug Kotler, the Shema is a part of this. So I'll go right into the Ve'ahavta, which you'll find on page 154. If you want to prepare, you can go to that. Okay. If you are lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen, listen to with all of your might. Write them and learn them and teach them well every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way and listen, listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen, listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Listen, listen to our God. Listen, listen to our God. And now listen, join me for the Ve'ahavta on page 154. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. And so we want to clap on this next one. And so we turn to Micha Mocha. Micha Mocha is, it's a combination of a few things, but the biggest thing, it's our freedom song, Micha Mocha. We're talking about God and so many different themes and concepts, but the biggest one is it's our freedom song. So this one I want you to get up, stand up if you feel inclined to, only if you feel inclined to, or snap in place, clap your hands. So join me as we sing Micha Mocha on page 158. Ya la la. Ready? Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la la la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ready? Join me. Ready? Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. Malchutecha ra'uvanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zelianu ve'ameru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Shabbat Shalom cars on Ventura. And so they wanted the last word today. So now from Micha Mocha, we go to Vishamru. We talk about what God tells us to the commandments we are supposed to observe and all the people and all of us. And so Vishamru, again, if you feel inclined to, stand up, dance, clap, whatever you are feeling in this moment as the Shabbat spirit and mode and mood gets in your lev, your heart, or your neshama, your soul. And so with that, we turn to page 162 for Veshamru. I usually have my tambourine, but ready? Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. We're going to speed this up a little. Ready? lam ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. Ready? ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. You get your workout on Shabbat. You know when you're always wearing your watch? You're going to get your steps in at Shabbat. Don't worry. And so now to our healing prayer. Our Misha Berach is our healing prayer in which we ask God for a full and complete refuah shlema, a full and complete recovery for the names we share and the names you're going to share as well and the names on our list. And so we're saying prayers of healing for these people: Sylvia Nemiroff, Joan Schenk, Louis Adami, Bella Kane, Gloria Katzman, Sherry Wells, Lisa Bruner, Neil Friedman, Sarah Knopf, Wayne Shaw, Jack Simon, Ron Jacobs, Sharon Schenker, Paul Hiddleman, Mark Jeff Stickler, Leanne Rosenberg, Karen Ibadi, Renee Ross, Mark Groner, Barbara Johnson, Robert Siegel, Larry Marcus, Elijah Machete, Eliana Mazzetti, Maria Murdoch, Malcolm Estroff, Rachel Rapport, Arnie Hanish. We also think of those suffering in Ukraine, those injured due to border challenges, those healing from the all too frequent gun violence, those affected by terrorist attacks and environmental challenges, and especially those who are caring for those that are ill and sick. And at this time, I'm going to go across the room, and if there's a name you want to add to the Misha Berach list, whether out loud or hold them in your heart, I invite you to please share the names. Go this second row. And so we say a refuah shlema, full and complete healing for those that you said out loud, maybe those you didn't say out loud but you hold dear and near in your heart. And please join me as we say our prayer found on page 371. Mekor habracha leimortenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe berach imotenu mekor habracha lavortenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. And so we now turn to our Amidah. And I want to share something with you. At my last temple, the rabbi there said, well, we don't stand. And I said, we don't? Because I always stood. And he said something really beautiful, and I want to share it with you. He said, no, it's the pillars that are standing. But he said sometimes we become pillars. So whether you are the pillar, whether the physical pillar is the pillar. I invite you to, whatever your custom or tradition is, I invite you to either stand or sit as the pillar. So if it is your custom like me, please rise. And we turn to page 164 for the Amidah. And we take 3 steps back, and then we take 3 steps forward. And we're going to take 1 microphone forward. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'Konei Hakol, Ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah, Rav lehoshia. Morid hatal, but not for long. Mechalkel chayim vechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim verofeh cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Michamocha ba'gevurot, umido melach, melech memit umechaye, umatmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim bechol yom, yehalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. And at this time, continue on to page 180 with a silent prayer, whether the silent prayer are the words found here in our book or something in your heart, whatever you are feeling in this moment. And if you're still continuing on, please continue your silent prayer. If you're done, we're going to be doing a beautiful song by Gershon Kingsley, Ihiyu Leratzon. And because we're in this reflective prayer after coming out of the Amidah and our silent prayer, I ask you to close your eyes. And there's English, so you'll know what the song is about if you don't know what it's about. And so close your eyes and join me for the meditation, Ihilu Leratzon. Ihilu Leratzon יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי וגואלי. Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable before you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Ose shalom bimromav, uyase shalom uleinu, ve'hu kol Yisrael ve'imeru, ve'imeru. I always forget how beautiful that version is. I learned that in Cantorial school. And when I was putting everything together, I said, I know what musical you learned song I want to do tonight. And so normally I'd go sit, and this is when the rabbi gets to do a drash. So this is the Cantor's version of a drash. So let me grab my stuff. Okay. So there's this beautiful song. Raise your hand if you know this song. It's called Al Kol Ele by Naomi Shemer. Who knows it? Sounds familiar maybe? When you hear me singing it, I think it'll sound familiar. And so Al Kol Ele, of all these things. And so I want to say the Hebrew and then kind of translate it. I told you before in the beginning, I'm doing a little teaching, and then you're going to get a little personal story from me as well to kind of tie it together. So the words that begin are Al hadvash ve'al ha'oketz. Translates to for the honey and the bee sting. Al hamar ve'hamatok. For the bitter and the sweet. Al bitenu hatinoket. Over our baby or baby girl. Shmor Eli hatov. Protect her, our gracious, great, awesome, we say awesome, splendor, God. Al ha'esh hamevo'eret. Over this burning fire. Al hamayim hazakim, over the crystal clear water. Al ha'ish hashav habaita, and over the man who is coming home, min hamerchakim, from afar. And then the chorus, this is the repeated chorus all throughout. And I want you to think about the words I'm saying, because I'm gonna switch it on you, and we're gonna have a quick little mini discussion. Al kol ele, over all these things. Al kol ele, over all these things. Shmor nali eli hatov. Please stand guard, my good God. Al hadvash ve'al ha'oketz, over the honey and the bee sting. Al hamar ve'hamatok, over the bitter and the sweet. So, if you're familiar with it, volunteer. If you're not, we're going to learn together. So what do you think these words, what's the deeper meaning beside, over the honey and the bee sting? What do you think these words mean? What does it seem like? Or what's your thought about it? Victoria? Is it happy? Okay. There's part of happy. Yes, so that is right. Yes. Ding, ding, ding. Very good. So you need to accept the good and the bad, right? The honey, but the bee that makes the honey, there's a sting, right? So hamar v'hamatok, the bitter and the sweet. What else? What else? So that is what Victoria and what's your name again? Bruce. Okay, I won't forget it, I promise. What Victoria and Bruce said, they were both correct. So now, That is the correct answer. Now add to it. What do you think? What do you think this song might be about? Just based on the words. And I know it's Hebrew, and, I don't know if everyone's versed in Hebrew, but take a chance. Take a gander. Guess. What do you think? How is it prevalent in our lives? The good and the bad. What do you think? Yes. We all have good and bad in our lives. Absolutely. Yes. Ding, ding, ding. Yes. The answer's getting bigger. We're getting bigger. Anyone else? Okay. I already knew you were going to be quiet, so I prepared the answer as well. So, very good. So, again, this is a teaching, and some people have sung this song. My parents growing up would play this over and over and over again. And I just said, wow, it's such a beautiful melody. And then in cantorial school, and then the older I got, when you get older, as I say, wiser, and the gray hairs come. Mine were just dyed. When we get older and we get wiser, words are different to us based on where we are in our life, based on where we're at. I have 4 children. Life is chaotic, but it's filled with so much love. So there's not bitter necessarily, but there's a lot of hard, tough times. Because my kids will watch us and say, Mom, you can't say that. So there's a lot of tough times, but with those tough times, there's beauty. There's goodness. And so even though, this is my answer because I knew I didn't know who'd know. Even through the bitter and the sweet, the good and the bad, God, please continue to protect me. For without the bitter, there is no sweet. And without the bad, there is no good, like you guys have all said. Do not destroy my hope and my yearning, but always remind me, God, that you are always there in the good and the bad times. I just need to open my eyes to see what you are showing me. So whether someone is sick, is struggling with a project, is struggling. I think with this pandemic, a lot of us are still kind of struggling. We're coming to this, what I call new normal, but we're all struggling. And so we say, God, always protect us. We may not understand why something may be happening, but later on we kind of go, gotcha, I understand, right? They say, what is it? You make plans and God laughs, right? Right? Everyone's laughing, yeah. So now I'm going to share a personal example to tie this into, so you understand a little bit why I chose this song, because it is a beautiful melody. But like I said, in different times of our lives, different stages, things come up. So my personal story this is a very personal story, and, I didn't know to go with it, and I said, yep, because people tend to forget clergy are human. We tend to forget sometimes too. So when we were trying for our second baby, I have 4 children, by the way. When we were trying for our second, we got pregnant relatively fast. God blessed us. We were thrilled. At our 9-week appointment, it turned into one of the worst days of my life and my husband's. I was told the baby had stopped growing at 6.5 weeks. I realized after talking to friends that miscarriage is actually very common, but it's forbidden. We don't talk about it. Well, I didn't talk about it, and I just held it inside. As I left the appointment, I was disappointed. I was upset. And crazy enough, as a cantor standing before you all here, I was mad. I was angry at God. I said, what the heck, man? What, God? I'm a healthy 28. I wish I was 28. I was a healthy 28-year-old at the time. Why? Why would you do this? We had our first son, Josh. No problems. Everything was great. Excellent pregnancy. Why? Why is this happening, God? At this time when I was going through the miscarriage, I was in my 2nd year of cantorial school. By the way, fun fact, my 2nd year I decided to take 8 or 9 classes. Because after the first year, I said, I can do more classes. So I'm taking 8 or 9 classes. I'm going through a miscarriage. But wait, you make plans, right? And God laughs. God then decided to throw in you know what? Your mother-in-law is going to be really sick now, too. And I didn't know what to do. So for all the women that have been pregnant, those hormones, when they're kicking, they kick, right? They are, you don't recognize yourself, neither does your spouse, your partner, whoever it may be. So my mother-in-law at the time, she just had pneumonia. That's something simple. Her pneumonia then turned into ARDS, acute respiratory distress syndrome. I see someone nodding their head. So pretty much my oldest son Josh's second birthday she missed because she was driving herself home from what she thought was pneumonia. She then went to the hospital. They diagnosed her. She flew out, life-flighted to, I haven't said this story in a very long time. She was life-flighted to Reno, and she was put in an induced coma for 3 months. Yeah. So you think like a miscarriage is bad, 8 or 9 classes trying to be a goody two-shoe in Cantor school, and then your mother-in-law. Pretty much we got a call, and they told my husband, his name is Adam. They said, Adam, you need to come say goodbye to your mom. She's not going to make it through the night. Remember those hormones? Yeah. After you have, this is a little more personal, but so you understand. After you have a miscarriage, your body is doing different things, and my body didn't want to expel said baby. I say baby. Everyone says fetus. I say baby. Each to his own, I say. Didn't want to expel. So my body is still giving me the feeling, the emotions, the nausea, the wonderful nausea, but there's nothing there. There was no heartbeat. And so all this going on, what do you think I was talking to God in that moment? What do you think I told him? I said probably not some nice words to God in that moment. I said, okay, I give up. What are we doing? What's going on? Fast forward, my mother-in-law makes it. She had dialysis, and it saved her life. So if I'm doing calls, I will always push dialysis if that is what is in the plan for a person. I don't want to say the only thing, but the smallest thing she had a second stroke in the hospital. She is alive. She is partially blind in one eye, but she is here with us. Okay, all right, God. Okay, thank you. Then, remember I told you in different times of your lives, about a year after going through all this, I'm still kind of mad at God, but I'm still in cantorial school. I didn't give up. And then I said, you know what, God? I think I understand why you did this. You know, sometimes it takes us time to realize something, right? My mother-in-law was meant to be here, and this fetus, baby, whatever you want to call it, this baby wasn't meant to be here. And then I took it a step further. I said, oh, you know what? What if the baby was sick? This is me kind of accepting this, right? After a year, it took me a good year, and I was sad. I was depressed, but not depressed to an extent. I was just a sad mom that so much was going on. And so I said, what if the baby was sick? What would I do if I was 5 months pregnant and something happened and then, I can't terminate a baby. So finally, I had the aha moment that a lot of us hope we have. And I said, and I remember talking to God, and I look up to talk to God. It's since I was a little girl. That's how I connect to God. Everyone connects how they connect. And I said, you know what, God? Thank you. I know something bigger and better is out there for me. And thank you for blessing me with Joshua, my oldest. Well, you finally accept things. Things happen. Fast forward some time. We were blessed with our daughter, Emma, our first daughter. Fast forward 3 years later, we were then blessed with Benjamin. Oh, and here's the kicker. A year ago, in July, in pandemic, I think God was saying, I'm really sorry, Orly, about that one. That was God right there. I believe in signs. I'm really sorry about that one miscarriage, but it wasn't healthy. I'm going to bless you with one more. So I have 4 children. And so through all that bitter and negative and anger with God, I finally understood that my life right now with my 4 beautiful miracles and children and husband is exactly where I was supposed to be. And so what did I do? I accepted. For a year, I denied, a lot of denial about what was going on. But eventually, I accepted everything going on. And I said, okay, that's the bitter. But without that bitter, I wouldn't have my 4 sweet children. And so, with that, I'd now like to sing Al Kol Ele, what all this stems from. Because this is the Cantor's version of a drosh. And I have to always tie it into music. And if you know it, I invite you to sing it. If you don't, just listen. So I think I know it. There it is. Okay. על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על ביתנו התינוקת, שמור אלי הטוב, על האש המבוערת, על המים הזכים, על האיש השב הביתה מן המרחקים, על כל אלה, על כל אלה, שמור נא לי אלי הטוב, על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק. For the honey and the bee sting, for the bitter and the sweet, all the things which join as one to make our lives complete. For the future of our children, for our prayers to never cease, for the hope that with tomorrow comes a world of peace. Join me if you know it. Al kol eile, al kol eile, shmor na li eli hatov, al hadvash ve'al ha'oketz, al hamar ve'hamatok, al natakor natua, al tishkach et hatikva, hashiveni ve'ashuva el haaretz hatova. And so that is the Cantor Drosh. And so apparently Ventura is just excited to join in the Kol Tikva Shabbat service as well. And so from that, we now turn to our Kaddish. And it's really interesting. I don't know if you know, or I don't know if Rabbi John has shared, but in the Kaddish, there's no mention of death. It's really fascinating and really interesting. And so we have many names. We have our first name. So tonight, our recently departed list, we have Victoria Biesman, remembered by the Novgorsky family, Julie Pauley, remembered by the Marshall and Wilson family, Charles Lipman, remembered by the Deschel family, Peggy Ellen Holm, remembered by the Marks family, Sid Jacobson, remembered by the Rabney family. We also hold deep in our hearts, in our prayers, those taken by gun violence, those who have died of COVID, those that have died in floods and fires, Ukraine, and anything else currently going on in our world. And we have Yahrzeit. A Yahrzeit is the anniversary of someone's passing. And so this week's Yahrzeits are Mary Altsman, Richard Benway, Janine Bloom, Norman Bolotin, Bernice E. Cohen, Roselle Cohen, Nathan Cohen, Ampelia Figueroa, Frida Furman, Eli Good, Max Jaffe, Rick Kahn, Nadia Levinson, Jean Rothschild Levinson, Hannah Mendel, Philip Mogitz, Lillian Morris, Bertha Pass, Robert Rubenstein, Janet Schachter, Marvin Schuffman, Rodolfo Sukovieski, Sila Riebstein Tenenbaum, Rose Waldman, Joyce Wolf, and Lillian Zwicker. And just like with the Misha Berach, if you have any additional names you'd like to add, whether a yard site, if you're in Shloshim, Shloshim is the first 30 days of someone's passing, or to add to our Kaddish list, I invite you now to please share the names. So, if you are in the first year of mourning, please rise. If you are observing a yard site, please rise. Take a look around. These are the mourners that are in our midst. We all rise to show them our love and our support. Please rise and turn to page 598 for the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divarach hirutei, be'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru, Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam ulalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudusha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mrumav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen. And may the one who makes peace on high grant peace to all of our mourners, to each one of you that shared a name or any names that I read tonight. And one more time, all together, can we all say Amen. And while you're all standing, the last prayer that I like to always end on, and I think we like to end on, is our prayer for peace. I wish there was a time we're not having to say a prayer for peace, but we are. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to invite you, if you know the person next to you, or if someone's not next to you, go sit next to someone. Ask permission. Is it okay to put arms around each other? Again, we're still sadly in COVID, but if you're masked, it is up to you if you want to. If you don't want to, that's okay. If you came with your husband or wife and you're just like, nah, I'm not feeling to put the arm around you, that's okay as well. And so we're going to sing. This is a different Oseh Shalom. Like I told you, today is a musical Shabbat. And so this is Nava Tehila's Oseh Shalom. Like I told you in the beginning, Shabbat is all about having fun, being together, and welcoming Shabbat with our beautiful community. So this is Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom b'romav, Hu yaseh Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yoshvei tevel ve'imru Yalalai. Ready? Yalalai, lai, 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 lai. Yalalai, lai, lai, lai. Yalalai, lai, 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 lai, lai. Yalalai, lai, 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 lai. Yalalai, lai. Everyone, Ose Shalom. Ose Shalom. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Let's pick up the rhythm, actually. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. Yai, lai, lai. One more time. Ready, go. Lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Everyone together, one big amen. Amen. And before I say Shabbat Shalom, I got so excited with all the singing and the droshing and all that. We have announcements, and they're still very important, so we're going to save it now. So I'm going to invite Mara, who's going to do our announcements tonight. Good, because I didn't have announcements for you.
Okay. I'm short. It's probably better if I'm over here. Shabbat Shalom. Okay. I just realized I left my glasses down there, so this is going to be interesting. So thank you, Cantor Orly, for this beautiful Shabbat service and for sharing your story with us tonight. Also, thank you to Lindsay for filming and streaming our entire community, and to Austin for making sure everyone can hear us, and to you, thank you so much. Okay, oh, look at this. Okay, this will go a lot faster now. Okay, a few announcements. Okay, our new congregational commitment year began on July 1st. Please check your inbox for your 2022-2023 congregational commitment. They made it very easy for you this year. Just log in and renew. Tomorrow evening, we will hold our community Havdalah service at Deer Hill Park in Oak Park. It'll start at 6 p.m., and we invite you all to join us on what is sure to be a beautiful evening and a really nice way to close out the week. Next Friday, August 26th, is the end of summer Shabbat. We'd like as many families to join us. There'll be great food, fun games, and what everybody's been waiting for all year, the annual watermelon eating contest. Services begin at 5:30, and the community celebration, which will be held outdoors, starts at 6:30. And RSVPs are required, so be sure to reserve your spot at koltikva.org/events. All additional information about our upcoming events can be found on our website at koltikva.org. High Holy Days are right around the corner, so by now you all should have received an email with links to our service times. This year we are so happy to be back in person, so please be sure to reserve your in-person tickets, which can be done on the website. Just go to koltikva.org, and it's under the worship tab. And for those not comfortable joining in person, or for those perhaps in different parts of the country, we will still be live streaming services this year. Okay. In addition, we are looking for people to join our shofar ensemble for the High Holy Days. So it's open to all ages, no experience necessary. They'll teach you if you don't know how to blow a shofar. And if you don't own a shofar, apparently there's loaners. Okay. So if you've been wanting to participate in this really wonderful tradition on Rosh Hashanah, call the temple office for more information. Our tzedakah tonight is going to the West Valley Food Pantry. There's a QR code on your Shalom sheet that takes you straight to their online donation page. Or if you prefer to go old school, I believe the tzedakah box is right outside. Any amount, large or small, is greatly appreciated. If you are new tonight, welcome. We hope you're enjoying our service and look forward to seeing you here again. Membership information can also be found on our website under the Join Us tab. I look forward to meeting you all after services at our Oneg, where congregant Cheryl Mandel has provided us with her baked goods. So thank you, Cheryl. And thank you all for joining us this evening, and Shabbat Shalom.
And I want to also say thank you to Roger Green, our accompanist, as well. And who would like to come up here for Kiddush and Hamotzi? Okay, come on down. Come on up, Victoria. I think it's juice, don't worry. Okay, hold on 1 second. I'll say it and then
Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
and l'chaim. Is it juice? Is it wine? Which one? Juice? Ooh, juice. All right. It's like Kiddush cup roulette. All right. You want to do that? There you go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. Thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight. Shabbat shalom. I look forward to meeting you or seeing you again for our oneg. Shabbat shalom, everyone.